Have you ever said yes at work, only to ask yourself, who sent me message? The truth is that saying yes too often might be the fastest way to stall your career. Because guess what? Every time you say yes to the wrong things, you are saying no to opportunities, mostly strategic opportunities that can actually move your career to the next level. Early on in my career, I said yes to so many things. The extra work, the volunteer opportunities. Why? Because I was taught that saying yes meant showed commitment and ambition. And I wanted to be seen as a good team player. So I said yes to as many things as I could think of. And the results, burnout, and being stretched too thin. But here is the catch. Not all yeses are equal. Some yeses are mere distractions. And in today's video, we are going to be unpacking how saying yes too often in your career can be a disaster for your career and you. So let's talk about the hidden dangers of saying yes. The first obvious danger, burnout. I remember back in those days, my plate would be so full, I would be so busy because I've taken on so many different tasks. Initially, it looks cool in the beginning, but as time goes on, the weight of all the multiple things that you are juggling starts to impact your productivity and drains your energy. Secondly, diluted expertise. You become the go-to person for random work instead of the experts for strategic work. Guess what? This doesn't prepare you for promotions or career growth. It keeps you busy, but invincible. Let's also talk about the missed strategic growth opportunities. Because every time you say yes to low-value work, you are saying no to strategic work. You are saying no to work that could be preparing you for your next level. You are saying no to tasks that could improve your visibility in the workplace. You are saying no even to time that you could have spent building your personal brand. And finally, damaged reputation. Ironically, overcommitting can hurt how people see you. Because when quality slips and deadlines get missed, your reputation suffers. Not because you didn't try, but because you said yes to too many things. And by the way, if you're wondering what extracurricular projects you should actually be saying yes to, then you should watch this video where I highlight some things to consider before taking on extracurricular projects and how to stop wasting your time on extracurriculars that do nothing for you. Now let's talk about saying no. I know I'm not alone in this, but for the longest time in my career, saying no was actually almost impossible for me. But here is what high performers know. They understand that saying no is a way of protecting their careers, is a way of future-proofing their careers. They understand that saying no is not about being lazy, but rather it's about ensuring that your time is invested strategically in activities that improve your visibility, impact, and are in alignment with your long-term career goals. They know that saying no to what doesn't serve them allows them to say yes to their future. So now that we've talked about saying no, how do we say no without burning bridges? Delegate, and delegate smartly. Saying no does not mean that the work doesn't get done. Rather, it means that the work gets done by the right person who is supposed to do the work. So, for example, if someone comes to you with a task that you are not able to do, you can delegate it to the person who is able to do the task. In my work, I get a lot of questions that are sometimes HR related questions. And what I simply do is to introduce my colleagues to the HR person that can solve their problem if I know. Instead of taking on the responsibility of going to find the HR person and then coming back to report to them, I just say, reach out to so and so and so. And if it's a day that I'm being nice, I make an introduction email and voila, that task gets off my plate. Recently, I started a how-to series at work. And this how-to series is focused on frequently asked questions that I receive from my colleagues. So instead of doing the work, I either set up a process. In this case, I created this how-to series, which outlines step-by-step approach on how to get the work done. And that has really freed up my time. You can offer an alternative. For example, if someone comes to you to say, oh, Aramide, I want you to prepare this document, but maybe I don't have the capacity to. I can say, oh, I won't be able to prepare the document, but if you prepare the document, I can review and give you my final comments. That way, I have not committed myself to the task of preparing the document. I have instead informed you of how, in what capacity I can support, so that task does not fall on my plate. Set boundaries clearly. Every career professional needs to master the art of setting and communicating their boundaries. For example, if someone wanted to pull me into a task tomorrow and I know that I don't have the capacity to, I can tell them, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to support you this week, but is this something that we can revisit at the end of the month? That way, you communicate to them that you don't have the capacity right now, but you are not outrightly saying no. You are saying that not today, maybe some other time. Finally, protect your brand by declining respectfully. People appreciate professionals who know their priorities but are still able to prefer solutions. So instead of saying no outrightly, think about a way that you can support that task or project or activity without you directly being involved in it. Your career is not measured by how many yeses you say or how many things you can say yes to. It's measured by the value that you create. And you can't create value if you are constantly distracted by things that do not give you opportunity to build your visibility, build your impact, or prepare you for the next level. So here is my challenge to you. Before you say yes to any other task at work, I mean tasks that are not within your core job description or role and responsibility, pause and ask, does this move me closer to my goals or does this take me away from them? Because every yes comes at the cost of something else. And sometimes protecting your career means learning to say no. As always, thanks for watching. And if this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs this reminder. And I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.